What's up, everybody? This is Jeff. So today we're going to do a video on Kauai. So we haven't really done any talks about Kauai, mostly because I have not spent a lot of time on Kauai. However, I have been there and did explore the whole island. And also, I've written many blog posts and studied the topography and geography of Kauai, as well as knowing things just in general about the state. And I know where Kauai stacks up. So this video is kind of twofold. It's going to cover just a visit, and it's going to cover a possible relocation, whether it be because you're with the military or because you're moving there with your family for whatever reason you may have. So let's just kick it off by saying that just some basic facts. It's called the Garden Isle. It's the oldest of the islands that people inhabit. There's Niihau, which is off to the side, and there's a couple that go out beyond the ocean that have kind of already eroded as you go towards Midway Island. But of the largest of the islands that are inhabited, Kauai is the oldest. Therefore, it has the oldest and most established ecosystem and flora and fauna, and maybe even animals. I don't know if there's a reason why there's more monk seals, more dolphins, more whales tend to visit Kauai, and there's just more marine life, especially over in the Na Pali Coast. It could just be because it's got something else, but it is the most active as far as marine wildlife goes. The thing that I always tell people when they go to Kauai, if you're going to Kauai just to hang out at the resort, maybe consider going to Maui. And also, if you just stay on the east side of Kauai, over in Kanapal or Kalapaki, Lahui, and just up and down Princeville, whatever. If you're going, you're going to leave Kauai saying, Kauai's all right. Now, where Kauai just becomes what people have said, not just me, but people have said that Kauai is actually the most beautiful island in the world. That's a huge title to get when someone says, and I've been to Bora Bora. Because, as you may know, Bora Bora is creme de la creme when it comes to islands. Now, why Kauai hasn't really set itself apart as that position could just be because there hasn't been enough people that maybe it's a best kept secret. But when you go to Na Pali Coast, I mean, you're walking in some of the most picturesque, pristine places you will ever lay eyes on anywhere. The Na Pali Coast is basically where the east meets the west. No, something like that. It doesn't really matter because obviously the west coast of Kauai is where the far east meets, the western world. So, yeah, if you go to Kauai and do not see the Pali Coast, you have not experienced Kauai. Now, with that being said, how do you experience the Pali Coast? There's a couple ways. One is you hike it along that, I can't quite pronounce it, Kauai Trail. That trail is a little bit treacherous, and you do have to pay attention to weather conditions because it's one place you would not want to get trapped, and many people have, and it is actually a little bit more than, it's not this, it's be careful on that hike is what's been stated numerous times. Do a little bit of research before you go on that hike. Understand what makes that hike so unique. I mean, we're talking about a very dynamic place in the Na Pali Coast, next to the most rainiest place on earth, up in that mountain range over there. So, next thing, you can also take a boat, which I highly recommend with Na Pali riders. They'll take you to the sea caves and all that, and you'll see the dolphins, and you might see tiger sharks, you might see whales depending on the season, hammerheads, um, uh, uh, monk seals. You know, the list really goes on. We can talk about all the things that you can see over there, and that list is very long. But nonetheless, you also have these sea caves that are collapsed lava tubes that just make it incredible. I mean, people go in there and they're like, "What is this place?" It's something like straight out of Pirates and Caribbean. But they couldn't even, like, man could not even duplicate or replicate how beautiful that looks over there. I mean, the things that go on over on the Na Pali Coast, you get the point. It is awesome. Outside of that, you have Waimea Canyon. I enjoy Waimea Canyon. I enjoy hiking around Waimea Canyon. When I was up there, it was raining. I would like to see Waimea Canyon when it wasn't so rainy. But it's just a beautiful place up there. Talk about great camping, too. Waimea Canyon, you know. But you can't, even though it's close, it is close to the Na Pali Coast, you can't get from the north side of the island to the south side of the island through Waimea Canyon. So it's the road stops at the Kalau Trail and just past Honolulu and Tunnels Beach, and it picks back up. There's basically there's no road. There's just mountains. It picks back up in the national park up in Waimea Canyon, and from there you take it south through Russian Fort around towards Kalapaki and Lahui. So you can't do a full circle island with Kauai. You can't circle it, and I don't think you can really circle any island other than Oahu. And you can barely full circle. You can't really full circle Oahu either. But anyways, so you have the beach. The beach that I really enjoy, it's called Barking Sands Beach or Palahele Beach, depending on what beach you're talking about. But it's basically just before the Na Pali Coast starts is this big giant white sand beach next to an American missile silo that's classified, and I'm not going to get into all that, but that's basically where the long-range missile defense for the United States is. So it's next to that. That's probably why it's uninhabited, but also I've heard it's a pretty intense beach when it comes to swimming there. I don't think a lot of people like to swim there, but it looks great. It's just a beautiful place. Russian Fort is a cool place. A lot of people like to go there. There's a couple beaches down there. There's 7 microclimates on Kauai, and so that means that you'd get a variety of different types of climate. And in that particular area, it's going to be mostly arid, desert. Red caliche dirt. And if you keep going down, there's a couple other beaches that you might want to check out before you get to Kalapaki, where Kalapaki is a place people like to surf. It's kind of cool. I found that Kauai to be fairly affordable when it came to lodging. That was a refreshing thing to see because Maui is so expensive. In Kauai, you can stay for $130 a night, where in Maui, $130 a night is not happening. And if it's happening in Oahu, it's not very good quality. So Kauai was pretty affordable for a fairly decent place down in around Princeville or Lahui. I guess there's some beaches along there that you can check out. There's a path that you can walk along that's pretty cool. It's not the most scenic. I mean, it's facing east, so the waves are not really too interesting. There is a falls over there, Wailua Falls. Some people like to go to Wailua Falls. If you go down, there's a lighthouse called Kilauea Lighthouse. That's pretty cool. I would recommend stopping there. Now, when you keep going around that side of the island, that's where it starts to get really beautiful with the beaches because you're going towards the sunset and everything. Like I said, there's Honolulu, there's Tunnels Beach. There's a couple other beaches over there that are worth checking out. Not too overpopulated. Honolulu is a quaint little town. You can get like a smoothie or something like that. It's not a party town. There's some beautiful resorts over there. And the reason they call it Tunnels Beach is because there is some like tunnels, like lava tube tunnels. It's pretty cool. That's basically Kauai. It's got a lot of hikes, it's a couple waterfalls. It's got Jurassic Park falls. A lot of people recommend aerial tour of the Na Pali Coast, which I did not recommend as the third thing. Um, but you can do a helicopter or an airplane. Skydiving also. So yeah, that's Kauai. It's a smaller island. It's fairly affordable. It's very tropical, very lush. There is a valley over there by Honolulu in that area that's pretty fairly picturesque. There's a couple views that you can get. You might get a rainbow if you get a rainbow. Rainbows in Kauai, especially towards Honolulu in that area. That's the spot you want to be, is Honolulu. That's where you want to post up, prepare to enter into the Na Pali Coast by staying in the Honolulu area. Anyway, so that's Kauai for you. See ya. You guys can subscribe if you like.